I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but Leslie Crawford, she had proof, or still has got proof, that there is a group of people, or there is such a thing as V2k broadcasters, because they sent an image that they'd taken from YouTube videos and distorted it. This is the perpetrators that actually distorted it and coloured their eyes in red, and also had a mouth moving like that, like a puppet. And they had the theme to Hellraiser, the film, playing in the background, where it says, "We have such sights to show you." And they really have got sights that they'll show you. They really have. Now, I've seen a lot, and I find it interesting, to say the least, to what's happening to me. I mean, I'm not too sure if I believe in brain mapping, or if they can single out one single sound, but there does seem to be a lot of people going through a lot of different things. Now, sometimes I've had voices that are trying to cheer me up, but then that could just be myself trying to cheer myself up, if you understand what I mean. I'm leaving these videos on here because I'm hoping that my perpetrator sees it. Something tells me they don't really look on the internet for victims anymore. I mean, if I was doing this to someone and I wanted to know who it was that could hear me, I think that I'd be watching them. I'd be keeping tabs on them, see what they were saying. But then a lot goes right for them, really. I mean, a lot goes right for them. Will they get away with murder? That's just it. But I remember once when I went to my mum and dad's house, and my dad had just had a heart operation, so I was worried because I was being tortured about that. And he took his shirt off to show me the scar, and what I can only describe as a box, the same colour as his skin, was stuck on his chest, as if he had a box under his skin. Now, I was that ill that I didn't even question him as to what it was, so I knew that it was something to do with V2k. I was really ill that day. I made myself ill, really, by talking back to him, because I believe that for every vowel they precede two consonants, and the two consonants behind as well. I know when you go on about consonants and vowels and things like that, it probably don't make any sense, but a vowel is a letter between breaths. You use your vocal cords, which is a subconscious action, to project the air that pronounces the vowel through with the shape of the lips, which is used for consonants. So if I'm using vowels right now as I'm speaking and using consonants, the vowel will be there first because it's a subconscious action at the end of the day. A subconscious action, just like blinking or moving your body. I mean, the reason I know that it's sight that triggers sentences is because in the 1970s, I believe, they used to sell bottles of Coke by using subliminal messages, pictures of bottles of Coke in between the frames of the film that they were watching at the cinema. Now, how did they prove that it worked? Because sales in Coca-Cola went up. But it proves that it's your sight that registers a subconscious image, your site registers it. So it works in the same theory with V2k. They use your site to form their sentences. I really hope that my perpetrators see who I am. I mean, I might not seem really clever, but I've got brains running in the family. My uncle's a professor of science, a professor of physics, teaches it at A level, and I might be just gifted in other ways, other means. I'm not saying I'm the cleverest of people, but I do know when something's not right, and I do know when some terms are being just totally blown out of proportion. I mean, a lot of it's because people are actually scaring themselves at the beginning with second person grammar through thought projection. I have short-term memory loss, that's why I keep forgetting what I'm going to say, or what part of the sentences that I'm going to say. I've been lucky because my family stayed with me when I were at the worst. Now, before my kids were born, when I were at the worst, I were arguing with my children's mum all the time, saying she's involved, you've got to be. I even thought she were hiding Bluetooth devices inside her, because when I put my ears to her chest, I could hear voices coming through her breath, saying things to me. So I thought that she was involved, and I put her through hell. I really did, and I'm really sorry for that. And since I got put in hospital and been on injections, and I have to get injected every 2 weeks with Dipixel, which is an antipsychotic. And as weird as this sounds, although I know that V2k is real, really real, see, I forgot again what I was speaking about. I was, yeah, I've totally forgot. That's what happens, you see, in one ear, out the other. And I do think as well that there's one side of your brain that receives and one that sends. Now, the one that receives is the one that is received subconsciously, on a subconscious level. And what you hear is the second person grammar to that, which starts the actual process. Yeah, we've been through some really bad times. Really bad times. But she stuck by me, even though I thought she was with someone else, because I could hear her with someone else, and they were telling me that she's left me for one of them. And I thought I was paranoid about my friends, my family, and I've figured it all out, that it's Spotlight Audio run through a CB radio or internet radio. I've got my own internet radio station with Spotlight, and I'm talking out, trying to get a response. And sometimes you think that you can. When you hear through Spotlight, it's as if the sound is really in your head. I can hear him trying to talk to me now through the fan on the laptop. That I've figured that because I need to think to what they've said, if I hear my own thoughts at a distance, I'm going to know that that first letter is my own, and any second letter after, I purely won't be able to guess what it is if it's sent from them. So that's a bit of a lesson for other V2k people.